How do I ask her for a hug? I really like this girl, we are both 15. We talk a lot inside and outside school. I was thinking if I should ask her out, but I really just need a hug at this point. How would I go about asking because I really don't want to mess up what we have? Please help. Okay, I got this. Ask her out. Afterwards, before you say good night, give her a hug. Cool. As a woman, hearing this may sound weird, but would you be willing to give me a hug? I feel like I need one right now. Shows that you 1. Care about consent and 2. Are willing to be emotional, share feelings, which are both wonderful things. Good luck. Hug one of your homies first. Bro, you are 15, go for it. Worst that happens is she says no. Don't live your life in your head because you will get stuck there. I'm 22 and just learned this. One of the dumbest people I know told me to learn off his mistakes, and that's honestly the best advice I ever got in my life. So learn off my mistakes, just fucking full send that shit, bro, you got this. Go for it. Worst thing that can happen, she says, "Ew," and you begin your villain origin story. As a 21-year-old, I would strongly suggest you to go for it. I strongly regret my missed moments as a teenager. If he is really asking for just a hug at 15, it renews my faith in good parenting. Wholesome AF. Thank you for this. F 29. Asked my husband, 30M, for a divorce, but he is convinced I am in love with him. I am looking to vent and get people's feedback for my situation more than anything else. I have been married for almost 10 years to this guy. My now husband, M30, and I dated for about 3 years before we got married. At first, we were kind of a good match, we got along and had similar values. Throughout the years though, we have shifted tremendously. He's veered into more conspiracy theories and fringe beliefs while I'm still pretty much in a moderate point view kind of thing. As time has gone by, we have nothing in common but the pets we share together. Here's where things have gotten tricky. Last year he made some choices I was pretty against, and they've now backfired in a really big, bad, costly way. Whenever I gave my opinion, I'd be gaslighted into believing I was wrong. In addition to that, being married to him has been like being married to a child who refuses to listen and/or help around the house. I've been going to therapy and I've realized that some of his behavior has been abusive, although the kind of abusiveness that hurts deep and it's not seen by others. I'm at a point where I can't unlearn this realization of what was going on. After a few weeks of personal turmoil and epiphanies, I realized I couldn't be married to him anymore. I see no future with him whatsoever. I'm not in love with him. I love him in the sense I care about him and wish him the best in the world, but that's it. I can recognize that there's nothing more that would make me want to stay with him for the rest of my life. When this all blew up and I told him I wanted a divorce, he was incredibly upset, understandably so. He has since just gone through all the stages of being mad, accusing me of being a cheater, saying he'll fight for me, etc. I've tried being as nice as possible and telling him that my mind is made and I want out, but he is just not listening and seems to be convinced I am in love with him. I am not. Any advice from anybody who's gone through something similar? I don't think he will get it until you serve him papers. Serve papers. Start splitting your assets. Are you moving out? Do so. He may not believe until the final day, or heck, you may divorce and he will still think you're in love with him. That doesn't matter. You've told him and now he has to figure it out. He needs to be served divorce papers. I don't want to make assumptions, but make sure he won't go unhinged and do something crazy. Sounds like he didn't listen to you throughout the marriage, so no surprise he isn't listening to you now. He keeps proving your point for you. Go file yourself. You don't need to ask him. You need to move out. You guys got together so young. It makes sense that the relationship has run its course. Having been in an abusive relationship before, I strongly encourage you to reach out to your local DV shelter for resources. Do you have a separate account that you can put your own money into? This could, and probably will, turn very nasty, very quickly. Prepare yourself for an ugly divorce. I strongly recommend a good therapist. He is convinced you are in love with him because he's delusional towards your actual feelings. Clearly this marriage has broken apart, but he's been blind to it because when has he actually thought or considered your own feelings, above his own? He will only get the message when you finish the divorce once and for all. Good luck with it all, heart. Girlfriend invites a friend to sleep over at my house without asking. I'm sorry about the grammatical mistakes, English is not my main language. So basically the title, I just had a fight with my girlfriend of 2 years because she invited a mutual friend of ours, female, to sleep over at my place over the weekend. Basically, they both had been planning this for 2 weeks now, and she decided to tell me now that our friend will be coming over tomorrow and staying until Sunday. While I don't mind that our friend is coming over, I find it disrespectful that she took this decision on her own, without asking me. We are not living together, I'm living by myself. I think it's common sense to ask before inviting someone to someone else's house. She sees absolutely nothing wrong with this, and she thinks I'm overreacting. Obviously, she also refuses to apologize. On top of that, she also said that if I don't agree with the sleepover, she will just go and sleep over at her place, so that they don't bother me, spoken in a passive-aggressive tone. Is my girlfriend starting to lose respect for me? Update. We just broke up. Tell her to go ahead and sleep at her place then. She is 100% in the wrong. So she doesn't live there? And volunteered your place for her friend for the weekend, without asking? Lol WTF. Losing respect? Dude, she has zero respect. The fact she guilt-tripped you after says a ton too. On top of that, she also said that if I don't agree with the sleepover, she will just go and sleep over at her place. Perfect. Glad you two worked it out. Your girl has bumped her head if she thinks it's okay to invite someone to stay at another person's house. She didn't mention it so she could put you on the spot at the last minute. Tell her fine. My friends and I are going to crash at your place this weekend and ask for her keys and see how she reacts. Had a girlfriend offer up my couch to a friend of her sister. When I said okay, don't want someone to not have a place to sleep for the night, I also told her that it was disrespectful to do that, we didn't live together. This pattern of behavior continued in various ways. It was one of the main reasons I left her. Don't tolerate this type of disrespect. Not ever cool to invite people over to your home without even asking first. Of course she should stay at her house with her friend. It almost sounds like she's absorbed this notion that she should be able to just tell you what to do and you should do it without questioning. Important to get her clear you aren't interested in that kind of relationship and are not interested in wearing a leash and collar. Is her name on the housing contract? If not, how can she make executive decisions at a place she is not financially responsible for? End the relationship and move forward. I dream of ghosting my wife and running away. My wife of 8 years cheated on me for 6 months when we were our 4 years mark. We were living apart for 1 year due to my job and she couldn't get a transfer. So we used to meet once or twice a month during weekends. She reconnected with her ex, started hanging out with him and drinking and smoking weed. And well, you can guess what happened, so I won't bore you with details. It went on for 6 months before she apparently snapped out of it, cut contact with him and confessed everything to me. And we decided to reconcile, because why not? She has been a model wife since her affair and in a lot of ways our marriage is much better, but I sometimes get these urges to just ghost her and run away to some faraway land and start a new life. It's just a stupid little fantasy of mine which will never come to fruition, but then I look at my wife and feel really guilty. She has worked really hard and is still trying to damn hard and I can tell she really loves me. Otherwise why stay and try to remedy her mistake? She is gorgeous, has a very high-paying job and is capable in every aspect of life. So she could have left me and started a new life easily, but she stayed. If not for love, then what else? What can I do to stop these fantasies from creeping into my mind? Have you gone to therapy, couples counseling? Think about what you really want. Well, if you forgave her, you forgave her. Just remind yourself, if you didn't forgive her, why would you be there? Because no one ever gets over being cheated on. Oftentimes forgiveness is not a one-and-done thing. You gotta remind yourself you've forgiven her and in essence basically do it again and again. Just be patient with yourself. It takes time. Lots of it. My dude, your wife did one of the most unforgivable and horrible acts a person can do. She didn't deserve forgiveness, but you forgave. You found it inside of yourself to forgive that dumpster full of poop. My advice is you're the powerful, you're the strong one. Her remember that and keep yourself powerful. Go to a therapist, go to the gym and work on yourself and keep her on her toes. Do not have kids with this woman. Save it for someone who is worthy. Just keep yourself strong. Do what you need to keep yourself strong. What is it you really want out of that fantasy? Revenge? To cause her as much pain as she caused you, so she will know what she did to you? Escape your own intrusive thoughts and start over? Getting clear on what you truly want might make it easier to attain it in a way that doesn't blow your reconciliation to smithereens. Therapy, therapy, and more therapy. Or hell, burn it to the ground if that's truly what you want. Go get yourself a fishing boat and start over in Baja. Just be clear that's what you want before you go through with it, because there won't be any way to recant and repair if you do go that path. I say do it.